Hi, my name is Tiffany D. Jackson, and I'm at the 2025 National Book Festival. My writing process, most of my books and work is loosely inspired by real cases, so I'm very much a true crime girly. I love to do research. I love to make my books as realistic as possible and make sure that my characters are developed as such as well, too. When people ask me about what was the biggest challenge in writing this book, honestly, it was the book itself. This was a very early postpartum book. I was writing this basically from my hospital bed. And this was actually my first middle grade as well, too. I mostly write in the young adult space. And trying to understand how to get a middle school thought process into a book was really sort of how do I do this? It was challenging, but also very rewarding as well, too. I love starting this book out by talking about particularly Kalani, talking to her father who's in prison and what that really looks like, what that kind of phone call is. A lot of kids, when they have to actually call their parents or loved ones in prison, there's very much a process, and a lot of times you don't get a lot of time. And so you have this girl who's used to talking to her father every day, only had 15 minutes a day, and she basically bases her whole life around this one particular time where she's get to talk to her father, and she's about to go on a trip where she won't be able to talk to her father every day, and she's very much in denial of that. So one of my favorite parts about this book, which is very much serendipitous in a way, is that this book also talks about one of my favorite horror movies called Jaws. Jaws was actually filmed on the island of Martha's Vineyard 50 years ago, actually, this past June. This book came out literally on the anniversary. We did not plan that at all, but it's one of my favorite parts about Martha's Vineyard is the fact that they turned the entire Martha's Vineyard into Amityville Island. I loved going to Martha's Vineyard and going to places where Jaws was filmed, and being a film major, that was I'm geeking out all over the place. So that was my favorite part about being able to drop that into the book.